The Boston Harbor branded 42-inch traditional spinner ceiling fan. As far as I'm concerned, this is the best residential grade ceiling fan currently under production and still available for purchase new. This is a very old design. It came out, I believe, in 2001. It was sold at the Home Depot under the Hampton Bay store brand. The model name was Grayton. And this particular variant was only sold there for a very short period of time. I think it was only 1 or 2 years before the styling changed. Unbeknownst to me, this, I think, was actually under manufacture all these years, just under different brands. Back in 2001, when this was sold at the Home Depot, at least the instance that I have, was made by SMC. I'm unsure of what the OEM of this one is. We'll need to search the UL file numbers to confirm. I really should have done that prior to this taping, but I didn't. I forgot. This is a very nice looking fan in my opinion. It does look straight out of the 90s or the early 2000s, but it's a simple, clean design that really fits into pretty much any style room nowadays still. The blades are white and the bleached oak. And we've already done some pretty detailed videos on this before, so I'm not going to go too in detail on this. I'm mostly interested in showing the performance on a normal 8-foot ceiling with the downrod it comes with. So this, unlike the previous installs we've done, this is a very typical setup. It's in a bedroom. It's like a 10 by 12 bedroom here, and ceiling height is standard. The mounting is standard. Everything about this is very typical. So however this works now is a very good representation of how this would work in a typical real world environment. So I want to get this camera put on the tripod here, and then we'll turn it on and see how it works. Now I did measure the CFM. That's one thing I did remember to do. I measured the CFM prior to the taping, and I think I've kind of perfected my, well, maybe not perfected, but at least significantly improved my CFM measuring method, because I got numbers that were very similar to the specs listed in the Grayton's instruction manual, which is more or less the same fan as this, and side by side they feel pretty much the same in terms of performance. So let's go ahead and turn this on. We'll begin on the high. There is a slight motor hum. I'm holding the microphone now about near where my ears are. I can hear it if I listen for it, but by no means is it obtrusive. And somewhat surprisingly, it's about as powerful as it was when I had it installed on the high ceiling in the living room with the longer downrod. So I measured the CFM using the wind speed and the area. So I calculated the area of the 42-inch diameter, and then I subtracted a 12-inch wide circle to account for the area from here to here where there is no airflow taking place, at least not that I can detect. And using those calculations, on high, I came up with 3,722 CFM. On medium, I came out with 2,868 CFM. And on low, I came out with 1,944 CFM. And these numbers are very close to what the manufacturer provided for the Grayton. So I think I've got a pretty good handle on this now, and I think that these numbers are pretty believable. You know, within a reasonable margin of error. There's a copious amount of factors that I can't take into account for with the equipment that I have. But to get a general idea of how it performs, I think that's a very good estimate. And this is quite strong. When you stand under this, you get a strong and steady breeze coming down. I was really excited when I found this. Somebody in the chat room had told me about this, and it seemed like one of those things where it was going to be too good to be true. And I ordered one, and I was just through the moon with this thing for weeks, because it's one thing that it exists, but then the fact that it's actually worth buying makes it so much better. This is a good quality, high performance product at a pretty reasonable price, and it looks great. That's almost non-existent in today's ceiling fan market. A basic fan like this that doesn't look like a stinking helicopter, that actually has rounded edges and rounded design to it, and it's not stupid silver, almost impossible to find. This is one of very few models, and it's a spinner. This is probably maybe it's the only, but it's one of very few, if not the only spinner still under production here in the US market. I don't know why the US ceiling fan market is such trash. Spinner ceiling fans are still commonplace in the Canada and other regions. And this model, I actually think, is sold simultaneously in the Canada, because this does have a like a backup safety cable that you can tether to the ceiling, which is standard in Canada but not here in the US. In terms of noise volume, I can hear it, but it's way below conversation volume. It's not disruptive to anything. Super reasonable noise level. I'm sitting off in the corner of the room, and I can feel air blasting around everywhere. This is a remarkably powerful fan. I was not expecting this to be powerful at all. I thought it was going to be a cheap piece of junk that wasn't even worth buying, but it's not. It really delivers. This doesn't work too good for ceiling fans, but you can see it's definitely stirring up the air pretty good. Now, it gives a better representation of how well it's stirring up the air is if we take a look at the things around the room and the air kicking back up the wall. So I'm going to hold this up here at the wall, and you're going to see the air coming up the wall. It'll be even better over here because it's further away from the fan. So this is the air recirculating across the floor, back up the wall, and into the fan. Even this shirt is moving. And that's not just a light piece of toilet paper. All these plants is moving around. Quite a bit, too. This one here, halfway up the wall, is moving. This is very thoroughly stirring up all the air in the room. And this is really too small for this room. I would put a 52-inch fan in here. So the fact that this is able to hold this kind of performance in a probably 130, 150 square foot room, pretty impressive to me. See the air moving over here. There's air moving everywhere. I can feel it anywhere I stand in the room. It's really quite remarkable. Even right here, I can feel it on the back of my hands. I can feel the air rushing up towards the fan. It's really impressive. On medium, that motor hum goes away. And other than a little bit of air noise, the machine is totally quiet. But not lacking power in any means. There's still a very strong breeze coming down from this. And I bet we'll find that there's still air kicking up the wall. Yep. And the low, which is a little fast for my preference. It doesn't slow down much at all on low. This is still probably 110, 120 RPM. Silent, other than a touch of air noise. And it's still pushing a pretty impressive amount of air. I bet we'll even still have a little bit kicking up the wall too. Not a lot, but there is some. We're getting some bearing noise now. I haven't run this in a couple weeks. I suspect that noise will go away with time, with usage. This only has probably 48 or 72 hours on it. Haven't used it much at all because it's middle of winter here. But the power of this thing is just incredible. Now it's quiet. When I had this in the living room, a 25 by 25 area approximately, it was circulating the air all over the entire room. You could feel it everywhere. And I thought that maybe it was just doing that because it was on the higher ceiling with the longer downrod, but nope. In here, the performance is just as impressive. So this is really exceptional. I would buy one of these for any use case that comes up. It's just a phenomenal product. And I just can't believe that something that looks like this is available here in the US. It's just impossible to come across right now. There hasn't been anything nice, basic like this for a decade or two. So that's that. Just a quick test of this here in the bedroom on a normal, real world, typical use case. It did not disappoint at all. I am still very impressed with this. I would even go as far as to say I think the performance is a little bit above average for a 42-inch fan. I've used a number of other 42-inch fans that don't push the air like this one does. Now this is not in Beacon Hill territory, but nothing else really is. I mean, the Beacon Hill is like probably the most powerful residential 42-inch fan there is. This definitely is in the average to above average category. which is remarkable considering it's a cheap economy grade product. But this is how an economy grade product should be. There's definitely evidence of this being built down to a price, but it was done so in ways that don't sacrifice the performance, don't sacrifice the appearance. It's still a nice looking, good quality, simple, reliable product, just at a lower price. You know, this has no fancy motor housing on it. It's got cheesy stamped irons, etc. But it's done nicely and it works fine. It looks fine. The paint's in good condition. Actually, the finish on the paint is really nice on this thing. There's not any imperfections or signs of it being, you know, really cheap, junky paint. The blades are good. It has so far exceeded my expectations for something built today and something that costs less than $100. As of the time of this taping, you can get it for about $70. Different retailers have significantly different prices for this, so look around before you make the purchase. But you can find it for about $70, and I don't think you can get a better fan than this for that price.